my fair share of being down for a while because I saw symptoms of what I presented to them at the hospitals there.
Wow.
And all of that. Yeah, but I learned my lesson that as you work on the content, work on the package also.
Wow.
Yeah, in packaging yourself properly. People
Click it.
Yeah, they got to click that.
Click it.
Your contents should be solid. You presenting the content has to be 10 times solid also because they first receive you before they receive your content. And the guy asked me, he said, what have you been doing with your life in the last 2 years? I'm like, I've been doing entrepreneurship. I was like, it didn't work. That's why you came here, right? I said, not really. And the guy, so I had to get back in, earning way less than I earned. My first job, I was earning 90K. That's like 2012.
Yeah.
I said I now came back to start working again and was now earning 65K.
Wow.
I mean, one thing that Global taught me is for global organizations that want to come and operate in Africa, Nigeria, I mean, you can sit in your office wherever with your AC there and, plots, you look at your Excel sheets and say, hey, Nigeria is 200 million people. If you can get 1% of it, oh, bro. You can do all of that, do all of those, your permutations and all of those you're modeling. When you come to the ground, you got to be able to play with what you see on ground.
Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the African Business Show, powered by Showcase Africa TV. And what we try to do at Showcase Africa is to showcase the beauties and the bounties in Africa, to show opportunity that exists so that fellow Africans can take advantage of that and we can increase the abundance, productivity, and resource within the continent. And guys, please, before we dive in, I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Showcase Africa TV, and follow us across all social media platforms. And by the way, good news, right? The first episode of the Showcase Africa magazine is out. So you might want to just go to showcaseafricaonline.com to download. It's free to download. It's 100 pages of several things that you can learn. And also please make sure that you read up articles on the website. So let's dive in today. I'm happy to have my friend, my good friend in the studio. He's a marketing and a growth expert of many years, having crisscrossed different industry and within particularly the tech ecosystem. I'm happy to have Osaro Jackson with us today.
All right, thank you so much, man. Happy to be here, right? To have this conversation with you. Hoping that we'll have some good discussion here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we just dive into it. I just want you to walk us through so that we have a context as to who you are. Just walk us through your early years. By that, I mean maybe from uni, what you study and how you moved into the corporate.
Okay.
All
right, interesting. So Saro is my name, as I said. I studied economics and statistics from University of Benin. And we'll just go to school. The picture in the mind is maybe work in the bank, just want to get a job. But somehow for me, I kicked off my career at Unified Payments, which is a legacy payment company in Nigeria here. And I started my role as a relationship manager, in one of the teams there. And basically managing a couple of banks, their POSs across Nigeria. So Diamond Bank, now Access Bank, Unity Bank, a couple of those banks, basically just manage their POS. And it was quite a good start for me because that basically just opened me up to what it means to work in a corporate space, right? Shaped my idea. And because everybody in Unified Payment basically rolled up their sleeves to work, I got the culture of rolling up your sleeves to work there. And I left there and then went to do a bit of entrepreneurship. That didn't work. And we can dive into that. Did that for like 2 years, but it didn't work. A few things worked.
What was the nature of the business? So
I saw an opportunity at Unified Payments where we could do revenue collection for state governments, right? And then so I basically went into Edo States, trying to get that done basically in the hospitals.
Yes.
So, right, Edo State had over 40-something government hospitals.
Okay.
Through to, some of the things, we got to the level of presenting to the Edo State Management Board at the time, to the head of the board, about 7-8 of them in the room, asking me, drilling me and all of that.
Yes.
And they saw what I was trying to do. right? They saw what I was trying to do, and it made sense. They saw all of the solutions. But you know what? What killed that deal? Inexperience with packaging yourself to get that kind of business.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, the man looked at me like, you mean we're going to give you, you know how many hospitals we'll do X amount of millions every day at these hospitals? I mean, I was about 24, 25 then. He looked at me like, you really think we'll give you this? I said, I mean, you see my solution, it can work. And so he walked me out. He was like, okay, let's go. Like, oh, thank you for coming. We'll get back to you. Then he walked to the car park.
Wow.
And asked me, hey, where's your car? That's where, and I mean, I'm a church boy now. I'm a church boy. I told people I came in the cab. That's when that deal ended.
Wow.
If I know what I knew now, if I knew it then, oh, bro. I would have gone there with a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, of course.
With a Land Cruiser, rent a car, sit at the back, get my friend to drive me. That would have seen that, because that's where that deal ended.
Wow.
Because 2 months down the line, I saw my solution at the hospitals.
What?
My friend called me and said, hey, guys, our solution that we talked about is at the hospitals already. But that's what I could do, man.
Hope you were not depressed, man.
Oh, bro, no, I had my fair share of being down for a while because I saw similar to what I presented to them at the hospitals there.
Wow.
You know, all of that. Yeah, but I learned my lesson that as you work on the content, work on the package also.
Wow.
Yeah, in packaging yourself properly. People
click it.
Yeah, they got to click that.
Click it.
Your contents should be solid. You presenting the content has to be 10 times solid also, because they first receive you before they receive your content.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So after that,
I tried coming back into paid employment, and I got a role in a marketing agency. And the guy asked me, he said, what have you been doing with your life in the last 2 years? I'm like, I've been doing entrepreneurship. He was like, it didn't work. That's why you came here, right? I said, not really. And the guy, so I had to get back in, earning way less than I earned when I started my first job.
I get you.
My first job, I was earning 90K. That's like 2012.
Yeah.
I said, I now came back to start working again, and was now earning 65K.
Wow.
I said, I was going to do it. I mean, just so I could get plugged
back into the system.
Into the system again. And I mean, I was heading marketing in marketing agency. And so God went about my work. I mean, I was earning little, but I think I was getting quite a lot.
By
in terms of knowledge. Because I mean,
that's what the agency does.
Yeah, I was learning from the experiential side of things to strategy. So somehow that basically shaped my understanding of marketing from an agency perspective, right? Because it's different. From the client side is different, from the agency is different. So the client gives the brief, we all sit down together. I saw what it means to sit down and strategize, all of that. So that helped me. And then after that, I then went into payment. So as you know, I started in Unified Payments.
Yes.
So I went back into payment with a startup, with several startups. I worked with a few startups, who were in the payment space as business development manager across that value chain.
Did that just come naturally because of that, or you now started becoming intentional about how you move?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I think I became intentional at a point where I'm like, okay, I think I've learned marketing right now, and I still had payment in my system, like none of that. So it was easy for me to
makes sense.
Go back into payment again, having plugged back into the corporate sector again.
Yes.
And so I went back into payments, worked with a few startups. I worked with, now I think the company is called Anchor, right? No. Amplified Payments.
Okay.
It was bought over. I worked with Smart Pay, Simple Pay.
Wow.
And then moved from there. I moved from payments, now went into ride-hailing, working at boats. And then properly doing operations at boats. What I basically got at boats was understanding operations end-to-end, where you're using data to make decisions. I mean, I saw how the engine that makes boats in terms of the driver acquisition, onboarding, rider acquisition, all of that value chain, basically learned how to make decisions with data. I mean, at boats, your gut feeling are your gut feelings. You got to show us a number. Why do you think we should do this? Why should we reduce the fees for the riders? Why should we increase the fees for the drivers? It doesn't matter what you feel. You got to show the numbers why.
I get you.
And so that basically helped me to imbibe the culture of being data driven.
Yeah.
Right. And did that was at boats for like 2 years. And basically grew there from specialists to experts. having teams that I managed, and then moved into Glovo. Glovo was, is a Spanish on-demand delivery company, courier company. I was there to lead expansion across Nigeria and did quite some good, cool stuff there. I mean, Glovo was different because now for me it's a different terrain. I was doing ride hailing. Now I'm coming to do delivery. It's a different ball game entirely in that space, especially because they launched in Lagos. Lagos had some laws around delivery, the kind of bikes you got to use. I mean, one thing that Glovo taught me is the fact that you can, no matter, I mean, for global organizations that want to come and operate in Africa, Nigeria, I mean, you can sit in your office wherever with in your AC there and, plots, you look at your Excel sheets and say, hey, Nigeria is 200 million people. If you can get 1% of it, oh, bro, you can do all of that, do all of those, permutations and all of those you're modeling. When you come to the ground, you got to be able to play with what you see on ground.
I think it's important to also force them to come. Not only come spend 1 week. You would stay.
Yes.
I think that would always work. That even country leads for tech startup particularly. And a lot of, especially with operation heavy kind of. Because people get very deluded with tech. You are just techifying a natural operational stuff. You still have to do the work. And it's quite hard getting anything started, in this country.
I mean, I would say, I'll put it out there to anybody who's listening to me. You're an African working in a global organization. When your guys come from Europe, from anywhere they come, please ensure they don't just stay in VI alone or Ikoyi alone. Please take them to Orile. Take them to Obalende. Take them to Ajegunle. So that they see the true picture of the country. And not think that everybody, that Nigeria is just Ikoyi and VI. That creates an expectation that is sometimes unrealistic. Because the 200 million people, of that 200 million people, how many percentage of them are able to afford the product they're trying to sell? Right? It's just about 2, 3, 4, 5% of them that are able to afford your products. So that you see the local context and you're able to manage expectations correctly. Take them to Makoko. Let them see those places. And not think that everywhere is posh in Nigeria. So that so that they're able to, when they are setting revenue targets for you, it's with some level of realistic. It's from a realistic approach. It's from that sense. So we did all of that, and I mean, we got some success. I mean, I'm very scrappy with work. I fold my sleeves up. We needed to get riders. I mean, at that time, I had the target of getting over 100 riders in December. And that was the target I had. I mean, what did I do? Basically just set up the team. We basically set up another meeting place outside of the office. I basically went to Marina myself. I went to Bonny Camp Roundabout myself. I went to Ikeja Computer Village myself and talked to riders. Invited them to come for lunch somewhere where we'll talk to them about a new service that they can work with. I was that scrappy. And that's, I mean, I think, which is why today, the team that I manage, they can't, in local parlance, they can't bobo me because I get my hands dirty. And so I did all of that. And before December, we were able to get well over 100 riders. It was easy peasy because we brought them there, showed them, brought the riders, and they came there, showed them the vision, gave them lunch, and showed them that, hey, you can earn better here, and all of that. And that was a good one for me. And then I left there now and then moved into Binance, right? While I came in as a growth marketer, moved up to strategy, and then moved up to leading marketing for Africa. And so, it's been like my journey has been such that it looks like I've done that.
Yeah, but it's within the context of tech
itself. Yes, itself. So I've done operations, expansion, I've done growth, and I've done marketing. I've basically done everything to a large extent, which I think prepared me for the next phase of my career.
That makes sense. So let's now look at it from two standpoints now. The first thing I want us to attend to is, what do you think are the most critical or the most grievous marketing mistake that techies or tech guys, founders, CEO, growth marketers are making in Nigeria or in Africa as an extension? The one that you've seen visibly, at least as you pan different careers, that you think they are deadly marketing mistake that you've seen and has really, really impacted maybe on some of them even exiting the landscape?
I mean, first, marketing is supposed to, you're supposed to be bringing something of value to the people who you are marketing to. So first, do we even have a product market fit for that product you are selling? Is it even a needed product? Is it a needed product? Like, how would you categorize your? Is it a needed? Is it a must-have product? Is it a product? Even if I don't, I may not use it, right? I can have it, but I may not use it. If I don't have it, it doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Right? You have
like
to be able
a vitamin and the pain and painkiller situation.
Exactly. Like you have to be able to. So first, your product. Where does it fall? Is it a? I mean, for example, food. People got to eat food.
Yeah.
Right. But not everybody would need ride-hailing service. Right. So at that level, you are beginning to categorize and stratify your audience.
Yes.
In that sense. So first, it's a case of product market fit. Is it a needed product? First and foremost, who needs it? What are the behaviors of the people that need it? What's the psychography of those people? What's their mind like? If you begin to define all of that, it can help tell you how to then go about marketing to them. Is it a mass market product? Is it a niche product? Is it focused on a particular set of gender? Is it focused on a particular age group? And if it's a particular age group, who should we be speaking to? For example, a product focused on children should be marketing to the parents. Right? So you want to look at those dynamics coming to defining what your marketing strategy should look like. Right? It determines how much of spend to put and even the channels to use. I mean, if you're selling a product to the aged people, for example, maybe you are selling, for argument's sake, maybe a walking stick. Yeah? You should not be selling that on using digital channels alone. You must include the traditional channels.
Yes.
Referrals have to come in there. Because the average old person in our Nigeria of today is not on Instagram, is not on TikTok. Right? So where would you find them? So those things, so if you have to define who are your users before you start marketing and the channels to use and how to even communicate to them. What tone? What brand colors even appeal to this set of people? So at that level, you then see that you can't run marketing. There has to be a lot of thinking, a lot of
science.
There's a science to the marketing. That science is so that it's data backed, right? The who, the what, where, and how. There's a science that backs that up. And what people should do is to run some small tests here and there. Don't just go into the sea with your 2 feet.
Yeah, I get you.
Do some tests here and there. Do some A/B testing here and there to see what works and then amplify what works. Because sometimes, really, we're sometimes lucky in marketing if we balance it ourselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do some of those things without knowing that it's going to blow. You don't know what will go viral. We're lucky with what goes viral. So don't just dump it with your 2 feet. Do some tests. Find ways to do A/B testing, which provides an opportunity for businesses where, as an agency, is there a way an agency can help me test out my marketing campaigns on a smaller segment of my users, my target audience, before we put in the 2 million, before we put in the 5 million, before we put in the $2 million into that campaign.
I get you.
That's an opportunity that I see. There are a few businesses that do that, but we need more of this kind of business in Africa that is able to help us test at a very granular and localized level, able to help us test. And so based on that result, it then determines how I go about that campaign.
Makes sense.
In a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah. So diving into that, because we already started moving into the next thing I want us to touch.
Yeah.
Having done this since 2010, which is, not of that. What are the most critical, let me just say, what are the opportunity that exist the most critical? Because remember, before we started this, recording, we were mentioning certain opportunity. There's this thing that is called, in tech now, we call it the X and Y axis, where the X is just the typical playing within what currently exists, and the Y are actually very critical, painkiller kind of situation. I don't know if I mix it up, but X and Y, either ways. There's the one part
It's critical.
is about critical. The other ones are just, a vitamin kind of situation and all of that.
Yeah.
For you, what do you see like the most critical, looking through the tech landscape in no particular, maybe not speaking particularly to any industry, just broadly, maybe 5 major areas where you see gaps and opportunity? Because this show essentially is about giving people an idea of the opportunity that exists within the Africa. I like global, but that's not my basic passion point and interest. Everything we do at Showcase Africa across our product and value line will be around how do we make African great again, and Africans being at the major forefront of this opportunity.
I mean, I would narrow down on just 2, right? First, I mean, I know payments has been overflowed in Africa. Payment is overflowed. And I was just looking at the data yesterday. The US has well over 300 million population people, right? And they have over 6,000 payments companies in the US.
Really?
Yeah. I was shocked when I saw that yesterday. And this data is as at 2023. I was shocked. And then Africa as a whole is about 1.2 billion.
Yes.
We have just about 500 plus payments companies. Right? US, 300 million, 6,000 payments companies. Right? Africa, 1.2 billion, but just a little above 500 payments companies. Which means that they see an opportunity there. However, I think, I know people say this thing about banking the unbanked. Sorry, it's crap to me, man. The unbanked are being unbanked because they don't have what to bank with.
Yes.
They don't have the funds. So let's leave that. That's unbanked, banking the unbanked. I mean, I served in Kwara State. I served in, is it Barutin? I served in the interiors. And I thought to myself, these are the real unbanked people. Let's come and bank them. You can't bank them because there's even no road to go to those places to go and to set up infrastructures there.
Yeah.
Those are the real unbanked people. So I'm saying let's even leave that unbanked conversation. Let's leave that aside. Now, within payment itself, there are several arms to that. There are different arms to that. There's pay in, there's payout, there's a couple of things there. But I think why I see a bit of gap is the intra-African trade payment processing itself. I understand that we have a lot of cross-border payments companies that do UK, Nigeria, US, Nigeria, Canada, Nigeria. But when do I see Nigeria, Kenya? When do I see Egypt, Kenya? Egypt, Uganda? Because there was a data I saw that showed that the intra-African trade is somewhere around $20 billion. Who is playing in that space? Well over $20 billion. That's an opportunity that it looks like we're not tapping into. And I know there's a company I saw owned by a lady, I can't remember the name right now, but that's not enough. Because today, if you need to transact with your partners in Uganda, you got to move your naira to dollars and then send to them.
Yes.
Can I move from naira straight to Uganda shillings? Can I move from naira straight to Tanzanian shillings? Somebody needs to play in that space, right? And I think there's a lot of opportunity there today. We want to look into that, right? So that it can help our intra-African trade a lot better and widen that base. Because if we take away that payment snag between two African countries trading, it would help us increase. So it means that I can be in Nigeria and be doing some level of export, some exports to Ghana, to Kenya. And that basically it helps Africa to grow, and all of that, right? I know a few things that perhaps is working on and all that, but I think we need a lot of more. We need a few tech startups to go into that space and help us solve that intra-African payments problem itself. 2, logistics within Africa, intra-Africa logistics solutions. Today, I mean, 20 billion plus trade volume within Africa itself. It can be more, except that the channels to move the goods within Africa, outside of within Africa itself, is not very solid, and it's not. I mean, through the waterways, through it looks like our most viable channels seem to be air. I think, but that's expensive.
Yeah,
that will shoot up the cost of whatever you are selling. I don't know. Can somebody go in there and help solve? I think there's a solution that can come in there. Now, like I was telling you before the show, there's a company I know in Ghana that does it. When I was in Ivory Coast, I was in Ivory Coast. They came to showcase in Ghana. Sadly, I lost the card. I know there are a few people doing a few things there and there, but I think can grow bigger so that we can widen that trade experience within Africa itself. All right, not everybody is able to do UK, Canada, but there are things that would appeal to our counterparts in Egypt.
I get you.
And all of that. So I think those are opportunities that I think that exist today that I see. There are much more, but let's keep the other ones. Maybe I'm probably working on a few of them myself.
Yeah, so that also now picked me to, but that would, maybe I don't want to ask that now. The question will be, so what are you up to now? But let's leave that towards the end. Yeah. So let's also deep dive to say that within the tech landscape, in terms of capacity building, human resource, what's your general view about that? And are there gaps, challenges, which I think there are? What's your own perspective? Because you've had to recruit people for work, you've managed teams, you manage different people. It seems to me that, or maybe there's surplus. Is there surplus in terms of good human resource? Do we have deficit? How do you solve that problem?
I'll be honest with you, right? I've handled recruitment end to end, sat on several interviews and all that. What I found out is we have too many talkers who are not doers. So you're sitting with somebody in an interview, and sometimes in my interviews, they're expecting me to ask them those interview questions they've gone to Google to search. No, I don't ask you. I'm asking you what you have done and tell me how you did it. So you said in your CV, you moved the phone from here to here. My questions are, how did you move it? Tell me the steps you took to move it. Like, tell me how to move a phone from here to there. And they see people stammering because they did not actually do it. Somebody else did it. So they were in the team.
Within the team. Yeah.
The team did it. And somehow they didn't partake in that experience that did it. So they can't even talk about it. Right? And you see all of them on LinkedIn, and I'm like, you see that everybody's making noise on LinkedIn. No shades. But the point is, we have a bit of deficits, I would say, from my experience. I've had roles that I sometimes took months for me to close those roles, right? And it wasn't like we are getting people through the door, but when you talk to them, the quality is not there.
Yeah.
The quality is not there. They're not able to talk about what they have done and even own up to it and say, if you have done something, you can talk about it.
I get you.
Because you actually did it, your hands are dirty. And maybe it's also because my hands are dirty. I get to do the actual work. So you can't
maneuver.
No, you can't maneuver your hands. 5 minutes into my interviews, I know that you are not the person. I'm
probably a BSing.
I know you're just what you're saying right now. I've even had an interview where the person was using ChatGPT. So the person plugged something in. I think he plugged so that my voice could stream, and he could use ChatGPT to answer the questions. And I just looked at the person like, I know this person using ChatGPT to answer. So the person will take a pause. After asking my question, to quickly get to see what ChatGPT said, and now start reading. I'm like, bro, you think I'm joking here?
Yeah.
My point is, I think while we have some excellent talents, and I would say Nigeria has very solid talent.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Solid talent here in Nigeria, right? Africa has solid brains, right? You just need to find ways to sift through, to find those real guys that are hardcore and are doers. And not just talkers. Because the talkers are much more than the doers. So your job as a recruiter is to be able to skim through that whole value chain and be able to find those who are actually doing. And the only way is to is to ask them doing questions. Let them walk you through those frameworks.
Yeah.
Give them things that go beyond what they've even done. See how they are thinking about those problems. Pick scenarios of the problems you are currently experiencing that you want them to come and solve. Pick those problems, package it in a way, and throw it to them. See their thinking around it. I'm not saying they should be able to answer it all 100%. But that framework, you see their thinking, will show that these guys will be able to do this, will be able to do that, and all of that. So yeah, I think we have talent in Africa.
Yeah.
We need more. I mean, we have more people that talk. You have to be able to find through to the guys who are actual doers, who are actually executors. They are thinking, they are doing, thinking and doing. They talk. Now they should talk. Which is another thing I should say to Africans. Please, by all means, talk. Talk, sell. I mean, that's another question we can even get to in terms of how Africans should position themselves in the global workspaces. We can talk about that. But yeah, I'm just trying to say that we have guys. Look for the guys that are doers. Yeah.
Now, speaking to the quality, because you see, over time, I don't know if that works for you. For me, there's some things that comes home at a particular point in your life where you own that.
Yeah.
In this instance, what are the top 3 qualities based on your experience that a leader must have? Now I'm not referring to the general thing they would tell us.
Yeah.
So for example, I have my opinion as to what the top 3 responsibility or the top 3 priorities rather of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So it's not about what I read in book. It will have to be a pragmatic experience. So for me now, because I want something practical that people can live with, based on your experience and extensive leadership roles within and outside of corporate even, what are the top 3 qualities that you think are critical that everybody must have? Bearing in mind also the peculiarity of Africa or in Africa, although it might not be, being in Africa might not affect it as much as I would think.
Yeah.
But in your own opinion, 3 top qualities that you think one need to succeed as a leader.
As a leader.
Yeah.
First, the leader is a person that gives direction on where we're going to. The vision casting for the team should be coming from the leader, right? And you can't do that if you don't understand the business, understand the problems, understand where the dead bodies lie within that space. So you can't be a leader without solid knowledge of the space and the people you are leading. You can't. I mean, except you want to be those fine boy leader, they are models. Fine suit and everything, but they don't know what's happening.
I get you.
You got to know the business to be able to lead. So that means that would mean that the leader, the person who is a leader, is somebody that is willing to get his hand dirty.
Yeah, he's an operator.
He's an operator. That way, he's able to be because he knows that he's a strategic thinker, right? He's able to help galvanize the team to say, hey guys, looking through these numbers, looking at this analysis, and based on, I think we should go in this direction. Number 2, so he's a strategic thinker. Number 2 is somebody that leverages his team to succeed. What that means to me is that you must also understand the fact that you don't know everything and you can't do everything. Your team would have quality. There will be people in the team that will know an area more than you. You have to be able to defer to them in that area and listen to them. Let them consult for you in that area, right? Let them give them room to bring their best. You employ them to do this job. Please, by all means, let them do the job. So what that means is that, hey, I built a strategy up to this point. Guy, I know you are better in this area. Please look at it. What do you think we should have here? And let him do that, right? Let them make their input into those things, and then your job is to finally ratify it because you have some sense. You are able to I'm trying to leverage your team so that you don't even burn out so quickly, right? Number 3, I would say there should be some empathy, right? What does that mean? Is that you're not putting all of your team members into the same jackets.
Yeah.
They are different people. I mean, I've led teams from different, diverse team, country-wise, right? And so the way the East African processes things is not the way the West African processes things. The Kenyan and Ghanaian, they may have the same problem, but they react to it in different ways. It would be stupid to want them to react the same way without understanding their local context.
Yes.
So empathy means that I'll take a step back. Before I react with my Nigerian self, I take a step back and say, maybe there's another perspective on why this guy did this. And so I get on the call, hey guy, why did you do that? And he tells you, and you see some point, okay, this is why he did this, this is why he did this. Then we'll agree to disagree, we'll find a meeting point.
Yeah.
That's you. I mean, the empathy will make you listen to other thoughts that are not originally your thoughts.
Yes.
Empathy will mean that you will, in grading performance, you would be objective in that, but also understand the different people and where they are coming from, the different backgrounds. I mean, I've had to deal with team members that you sometimes feel like, what's happening here? But a leader is a person that sees why you feel what you feel. You don't take your eyes from the good you saw in them when you were recruiting them. That's good is what you want to help them bring out. So what that will mean is that sometimes you want to have separate calls with those people and say, guy, why did you do this? I think you should have done 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And speak to their strength. The area of weakness, you're helping them find how they can sharpen those areas better, how they can fine tune it. And I've seen that work. I mean, I had a case where I had a team member that my manager was tired of before I even started, because my manager was the person leading the team, and then I came in to lead the team, and then she started managing the team. They're going to fire this guy for XYZ reasons. And I'm like, okay, give him to me. Let me work with him. And after I work with him, if he still doesn't perform, so what I would do with the guy, I told the guy, let's jump on the call. What are your KPIs? We looked at his KPIs, broke it down into actionable steps. What do you need to do to achieve this KPI? You need to do 1, 2, 3 to achieve this one, good. 1, 2, 3 to achieve this one, good. We broke it down into at that level, then broke it down into what he should do every day. I did that with him on the call, put an Excel sheet, and then basically did a tracker where he will tick off what he has done.
Yeah.
And all of that. And you see, sometimes for those team members, sometimes it's not that they don't know what to do, it's all scattered in their minds. They don't know what is priority.
Yes.
Some of them they don't know what's priority. Sometimes, so you as a leader comes in there to help them clear the clutters. So that call for me was a case of coming to help him clear the clutters on what is the 20% work you should do that will give you 80% of the result, which going by the Pareto principle.
Yes.
And so I did that for him, and the guy became the top star within the team.
Wow.
And even got promoted.
Wow.
Yes. Right? So that's place of empathy. So I've talked about he has to be somebody that is strategic in thinking, which means that he understands, he knows the work.
Yes.
If you wake him up to say, oh God, what is happening here? He knows that. Number 2 is he knows how to delegate. He knows who to delegate to and how to rely on his team members to get stuff done. Empathy, number 3, which is where you are looking at your team as individuals and not as a team.
Wow.
Break them down into individuals and deal with them at that level. Now, it may not be possible if you are managing, I managed a team of 16, 18 people before, right? You may not be able to do that for everybody. You can do that for the top men within the team, who then do the same for the rest of the team members, so
Makes
that you don't burn out. So that strategy, let the other team members go do that, and they report that to you, and you are doing that constant monitoring and all of that. I think it works for me.
That's quite a lot, and I believe that we've been able to touch on so many things. As we begin to wrap up, I don't know if you'd like to tell us what you're up to
right
lately.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, right now, so I'm resting right now. Honestly, I'm resting. I want to rest for the month of December. I've been on this journey for the last few years. I'm resting right now. But at the side, I'm also consulting for a few companies. Right? I'm consulting for a few companies here and there. Let's keep the names right.
Yes.
And so I'm just keeping myself busy with that. And Some of them are in the crypto space, a few of them in the payment space, and all of that. I mean, just basically just trying to drag from my experience and marketing, operations, expansion, all of that. So just basically just helping a few
I get you.
companies on the side. And then, I mean, I'll come back into the career space again from January. Let me take December to rest, do my family and all of that. Come back in January to do magic again. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate. And so guys, I believe that you've learned so much, which I've done that. In fact, I'm almost thinking, fintech. Okay, maybe we should try fintech. But you know, and that's very good. Thank you so much for that wealth of knowledge and experience and the latitude to share. We really appreciate. So guys, please try and follow us across all social media platforms at the Showcase Africa. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, turn on notification so that you can get some of our content when they drop. And don't forget to go download the first volume of the Showcase Africa magazine. And we're dropping another one also in the next couple of days. I think the volume 2 should be available. We're also going to launch our flagship report. I think that should be ready almost now, which means in the next 3 days, you should be able to download it from the day of this recording. So I'm sure by the time this recording is live, we'll be able to put the link where you can download. We have a very, very solid report for our Intel team on how to navigate 2026. Coincidentally, some of those things that you were talking about is in that report. It's a 40-page report. And so that's it, guys. I'll see you on another one. And till then, keep flying. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the day.